In my last video where I made these ephemera holders out of window envelopes, some of you commented on the tag that I had in the back. I had a couple of tags actually. This one has a fern leaf on it, and this one has flowers on paint chips, and this is a file folder. What I used was this sculpting medium and this spatula, which is just like ones out of this set that I got at Walmart, palette knife set. I think it was, I don't know, $3 or $4, something like that. There's 5 in there, and I had this set before, and I don't remember where I got them. Anyway, that's what I used to do this, and I thought it'd be fun today just to show you a couple of other mediums that you could use to get a similar effect. And I've gone ahead and done some stenciling here. That one's still wet. This is the sculpting medium, and it's when it dries, it has just a little bit of a shine to it. I don't know if you can see that or not, but maybe you can. This is Spackling, DryDex, and I've had this a couple of years. It was pink when I started. It's kind of gone to sandy color now, and I had to mix it with some water to get it soft enough. It still works though, and it leaves kind of a grainy texture that you can feel when you rub your finger over it, and it leaves just a little bit of residue on your hand of sandy feeling stuff. So if you don't like that kind of dusty feel, you might not like that. And then this, I used this acrylic gesso from Hobby Lobby and just used a sponge. I used this sea sponge or fake sea sponge and just dabbed it on over the stencil, and it left kind of a mottled look to it. I don't know. You probably could get a better effect maybe using a stencil brush or a finer sponge to dab it on with. Anyway, I thought I'd just go over it real quick with you and show you what I did. This is the Spackle, and I put it out on this little plastic mat that came from Dollar Tree. It's one of those mats that you can stick stuff to and run it through a machine, but I didn't think it was, anyway, I'm using it for this because I didn't have a use for that. And I mixed up this stiff stuff. You can see, I'll use that. You can see how thick and kind of almost crumbly it is there. But it mixes with water. And the air conditioner just came back on. I apologize for the noise, but it's too hot not to have it. You want your spackle to be about the consistency of maybe buttercream frosting, or maybe a little bit thinner. So that's what this is. I thought we'd do some paint chips today. This one is just a color called Bermuda Bay, and it's a glidden paint. I've had a lot of these for a long time. I got most of them at Walmart over the years. Oh, one other thing I want to mention before we get started. This is a cutting board that came from Dollar Tree. It's, I'll just raise this up. I don't know if you can see that or not, but it's, for what it's worth, it's just a piece of glass, and it makes a good palette. So I have that also. I haven't used it yet. In fact, I just unpacked it. So these stencils are ones I got at Walmart also. This one I got the other day. It is, the number is 49889, and it has 12 designs on it. Just fold this back. You can see it a little better. It's got the dragonfly and a bird and a couple of butterflies and this gigantic bee that's kind of scary, and a slightly smaller bee that's still a little bit scary, and this flower, and then let love grow and love blooms, and these little flowers too. I thought these little flowers were cute. Hope you can see that. And then the other one is this stencil, and it also came from Walmart, and they still had one there yesterday, so I don't know if it's going away or not. It's got the ferns and these flowers and the big, I don't know if it's a rose or a gardenia or azalea. I'm not sure what flower that is. And then I also bought these some time ago. Oh, this one. This number is 49886. And this one has two pages in it. This one is these swirls like that, and then the other one is this one that has some leaves in this rose, or I guess it's a rose, and this maybe a blue bonnet, I don't know, in that garland thing. And you could use just individual ones of those if you wanted to, just to put a, turn the stencil various ways and put them going down the side of a tag or a page or something. That would be kind of fun. Okay, enough talk. Let's get busy before my spackle dries up again. I have to spray it some more. This is kind of a messy thing. Probably want to have some wet wipes handy, or some Kleenex or paper towels or something, or a rag with some moisture in it. Okay, let's see. I've kind of wanted to see what one of these swirls would look like on something, so let's try that. Maybe that one. And I just ignored, you could cut off that top part that has the words on it, but I just tend to ignore those things and let it be obvious what it is. It's kind of like the words on a window envelope. You maybe, I don't know if you can hear this or not, but I can hear the grit in this spackle when I'm spreading it. So it has a texture to it. And as I said, you may not like that. If you don't, you might want to go with something that's the sculpturing paste or something that's smoother. I'm trying to get this smooth so that it doesn't have big holes in it. It's probably best to get it one fast swipe. But that turned out pretty good. It's kind of fun. Another thing about this stuff is you kind of need to get it off your stencils so that it doesn't ruin them. I generally wipe it off as best I can with a wet wipe. Put something under it so it didn't get all over the place, because it's kind of messy. And just kind of wipe it off, and then wash it at the sink before too long to get the residue off. But this does a fair job of it. It depends how particular you are about keeping it clean. You may not care if it has a little bit of residue on it. I don't know. I don't suppose it would hurt if it's not messing up the design. I think it'd be all right otherwise. Okay, this is a Garden Violets, and it is also glidden. And see, what I mean about messy. Problem with getting it all over you, I've found, is then I get it on my work, and I don't want that, so wipe it off here. Okay. Put some flowers on this one and see how it looks. Let's see. I think I'll use this one and use these flowers. This is the same design I used on those the other day. Put it on the tag. I'm going to put some of this sculpting medium out, and it doesn't take very much of this. I'm just going to put it over here in the corner just a little bit to do. That may not be enough. Just a little bit. This one doesn't seem to. It's much softer, so you don't really have to worry about it needing to be blended with water unless it starts to get dry while you're working. So we'll just do this real quick here. And I'd like to thank everybody that's watched my video last time. Y'all have blown me away with your interest in the window envelope ephemera holder booklet that I made. And I really appreciate all the views and the likes and the subscribes that you've just blessed me with. I'm very grateful. Thank you so much. Oh, I just smeared that. Hope you'll keep coming back for more messes like that one. I'm going to stop because I don't think I can get it back in the same place. And it's kind of blurry, but maybe it won't be too bad. Who knows? I'll try this and wipe it off. Kind of have to pay attention to what you're doing when you're doing this. Not get in a hurry. I'm trying to hurry so the air conditioner won't come back on again and make so much noise. And I apologize for that, but we're here in hot part of Texas, and in summertime we need a little air conditioning. Hope you'll bear with me. Okay, just clean that up there. All right. And, okay, that was those two. I'm going to wipe this up because there's not much of it left, and it will easily get on something, knowing me. So, I still have a lot of that spackle, so maybe I should do something with it. I'll try another one of these. I thought this brown card was kind of cute, and it might be pretty with that on it. So, let's put a fern leaf on it, if it'll fit. I think I'm just going to go with that. It may go off the edge a little bit, but that'll be okay. Okay. I think I did better that time. It's not so thick. So we'll see how that is. I like that. I think that looks good. So anyway, I think you get the idea. I'm not going to keep going. There are all kinds of paint chips. There's the tall, skinny ones. There's this kind. Walmart's gone to a square one. Do I have one here? Here it is. This size. I'm still thinking about what I'm going to do on that black. I've got some ideas for it. There's the kind that have 3 or 4 or more colors on one chip. This was a Dutch boy that's Better Homes and Gardens. And this one is also Glidden. So I've just picked them up a few at a time over the years. I know some people think that it's not good to take them for what they're meant for, to help you make a design choice, but I don't know. I have taken a few, so if you think that's not good, then don't do it, or ask. A lot of times people say that the companies will discontinue something, and the ones that they have left over from that, they just throw away. So you might ask about that. And, when you're in a paint store or something, you could just say, hey, do you have any extras that you're throwing away, and see if they'll let you have them. I hope you had fun seeing this little mess that I've made here. I may use this up and do some more, but it's hard for me to do it online when I'm getting into stuff and I'm ending up with messes and I need to clean them up and stuff. I hope you understand that. Oh, I was going to do one more with the gesso with a different kind of sponge. Maybe I'll do that real quick. Do it on this one. And we'll do one of these ferns if it'll fit. Well, I don't know. Maybe we'll do this. I think I'm just going to go ahead and use this and just see how it does. Maybe sponge it off on something else. This is messed up anyway, so I'll just do a little dabbing here. Okay. I don't think you get as good a coverage with the gesso as you do with the spackle, and you get 3-dimension with it. This is basically like paint, only it's got a little bit of texture in it, I guess you'd call it. See how it does. Okay, hold your breath. See, I don't think that's as pretty. It kind of blends in and doesn't do that well. So anyway, that is the gesso. Okay, I'm going to go wash my stencils so they don't get all gunked up. I'm filming this the next day. I decided I was going to make some things from the paint chips that I had stenciled yesterday with the spackling, the sculpturing medium, and the acrylic gesso, and just let you see some ideas for those things. And I'll get back to those. This one I wanted to go ahead and do on camera just for the fun of it. And what it is this is the spackling that I put on with this one. And honestly, I don't think I like this spackling. I don't know if mine is old and crumbly or what the problem is with it. But it kind of flakes off. It has a grainy feel to it. And that dust stuff can come off. I just don't like that. But anyway, It does have texture and it looks nice, and maybe over time it cures. I don't know. I'll keep you posted on that. But anyway, what I did is I poked some holes here on the side. I'm going to take a needle and thread and just do a running stitch up those holes, and then glue it to this paper and make it into a pocket on this side. So anyway, that's what we're going to do right here. And I'm going to start on the outside, on this side, if I can see it. There we go. My needle's eye is a little big and it's catching in the holes, even though I poked the holes ahead of time. And they're not all the best distance apart, but I'm hoping it won't be a problem. If it is, it's a paint chip and some spackling that I don't really care for, and some time, and that's about it. And I had fun while I was doing it, so there is that. You have to experiment with things to know how it's going to turn out. So, you know, just this probably would have been better if I'd thought about it, which I didn't. Set my sewing machine at the longest stitch I could do. That might be too close for this, I don't know. But just run it through the machine without any thread, and that would punch holes. Use a big needle, like one for denim or something, would work. I may have to try that sometime to see how that works. See how long my longest stitch is. I don't think it's not near what this would be, so it might look better. I don't know. Take more time to do. This is like those punch cards we had when we were kids that we used yarn to sew on. Okay, that worked out. Apologize for the air conditioner again. I guess that's just the way it's going to be. I'm going to tie this off. It worked out where the knot's on the top. And some of my stitches look a little crooked, like that one right there. Maybe I can kind of poke them around and straighten it up. And the where the holes are punched, the white shows, the core of the paper shows on that. But that's just the way it's going to have to be. I'm going to make a knot here, kind of like I would make a French knot, except I'm just going to tie it on the top instead of going back through. At least that's what I think I'm going to do. We'll see. See how it goes. Ouch. Okay, there we go. It worked. Yay. Put my needle up there so I don't lose it. See, it feels like I have this stuff all over the place. I don't know. I'm not crazy about that aspect of it. And as I said, I don't know if that's just because my spackle is old and got too dried out or something. I don't know. Maybe it wasn't the right kind to begin with. My stitches look better on the back than they do on the front, but anyway, I'm not going to worry about stitches that are not perfect. This is a junk journal, or this is for a junk journal. I don't have a journal in mind for this, unless it might be Uncle Rip's journal. But I think the blue's too dark. Too dark blue. So anyway, we'll see about that. Okay. Made it so it's a pocket on that side. But it could be glued down as a pocket, or a tuck spot. I probably would do it as a tuck spot with these two sides, or even these two sides glued down, because it's such a tall, deep pocket. But I suppose you could stick something tall in there and have it as a tall pocket if you wanted to. I'm going to clip these corners. I probably should have clipped those corners too, but I didn't, so we'll just live with that. And you could add lace if you wanted to, or you could make it into a journaling card too. You could write on the back with a white marker or a white gel pen, or another light colored gel pen. Or you could glue some paper on there if you wanted to do that and make it into a journal card. So anyway, that's that one. I don't know exactly what I was sticking that. It's going to have to be smaller than that. Anyway, that is that one. And then the ferns, this fern, I put a little tab up here out of some leftover dictionary page that was glued to fabric, and just made a little tab on that and glued this coffee dyed, I think of it as primary paper that you learn to write on, and just added a little green stencil of this fern over there on the back. And then this one, I did a overcast stitch at the bottom and glued this paper on the back. If you really wanted to write on this, you probably need to use it like a black marker or something like that, or you could glue a little paper on there to do that. And this one I thought could be a pocket. You might want to round the bottom corners to glue it on a page. Do I have a page? We'll pretend this is a pocket for this journal. I think it's probably too wide to go in here. I hope the mower is not making too much noise for you. Might need to trim it down a little bit or something to go on that page, but a bigger page. Pretend like the page was this way, and you could put it on. Have a top loading pocket, or make it a tuck spot. Or you could use it, put paper on the back and use it as a journal card too. Lots of possibilities. I kind of like it this way as a tuck spot, this way. So that's just my idea about that one. And then this is the paint chip. It's Kills paint chip, and I wasn't paying attention when I did it, and I did it upside down. So I put this to be preserved. It's one of these Tim Holtz ideology sticker quote things. On the back, I just put some scrapbook paper that was like a enlarged loose leaf notebook page. This one, I glued the paint chip to some coffee dyed paper. I added this fern stencil with some Distress Oxide and Vintage Photo. And I stapled, I brought this up over the top and just brought it down, folded it down. I liked the way that looked on that edge right there, and I wanted to keep that. So I just stapled it where it was folded over and glued it to the page there a little bit, and put that bit of rope across there and a little bit of lace down here just to dress it up a little bit. All of these are the Spackle. This one was with the acrylic gesso, and I thought it looked a little bit messy at first, but I kind of like it now that I've got it finished. It looks like lace, and so it kind of goes with the lace up there. And then I just stenciled a little bit of that same flower on the back in blue for a tall skinny tag. And I made this little notebook with this piece. This one is the sculpturing medium, so it doesn't have that dusty feel on it. And I just added some pages with a waterfall effect, stapled it to the top, and I have this. This is rickrack my grandmother saved, and this is how she saved things at the end. And I was thinking about putting the rickrack either up at the top or down this side. Or even on this side. So I haven't decided on that for sure. And then this one is another one that is the Spackle on the blue. And I thought, oh, that would be cute with some gingham. And I found this gingham, and I'm not sure that color is exactly what I want, but I think it would be cute to have that on the back. And then if you wanted a writing space, you could just put a piece of paper or a flip up or something there. I'm going to think about that some more, see what I can do with it. So anyway, I wanted to mention that I heard about this sculpturing medium from Chantel from the Purring Cat Studio, and I wanted to give her credit on that. And I think I heard about spackling from Kathleen. There may be somebody else that I've learned about that from. And then the other medium I used was the acrylic gesso. And I don't know if I heard anybody use that or not. I just kind of decided to try it. So anyway, that is our project for this week, and I hope you enjoyed seeing what I've done with the paint chips and the stencils and spackling and other mediums. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate all your comments. It has been such a treat to have so many people liking and subscribing and leaving comments for me. Very kind and generous comments, and I thank you so much. And I will see you next time. Bye-bye.